In the heart of Cleveland, where heroes dwell quietly among us, one firefighter's unflinching commitment to his town would be overshadowed by a betrayal so heinous that it would stun the whole city. This is the story of Lieutenant William "Will" Walker, a man who raced into burning buildings to save others, only to have his own life cut short by those he trusted the most. As the smoke clears, a disturbing question remains: what motivates someone to murder a hero? Will, or William Walker, was born and reared in Cleveland, Ohio, in the United States of America. The atmosphere in which he was raised was one that was focused on the community, and he was well known for his strong work ethic and his passion to assist others. Walker's interest in public service began at a young age, and he set out with the goal of having a constructive influence on the inhabitants of his neighborhood. He was an engaged student who participated in a wide range of extracurricular activities while attending the local schools in Cleveland, where he was a student. While he was still in his early years, his dedication to leadership and devotion was readily apparent. As soon as Walker finished his studies, he made the decision to seek a career as a fireman. He was motivated to do so by his passion to serve and protect other people. After joining the Cleveland Fire Department, Walker rapidly earned the respect and affection of his fellow firefighters during his time there. He advanced through the ranks to become a lieutenant, earning a reputation for his bravery, commitment, and professionalism from the beginning. Over the course of his career, Walker showed an unwavering dedication to his responsibilities, and he was honored for the meaningful contributions he made to the health and safety of the Cleveland community. Walker was married to Aloma Curry Walker. The couple had established a life for themselves in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. She characterized him as a compassionate and supporting role in her children's life, and he was a stepfather to her children. It was clear that he was devoted to his family because of the behavior he displayed on a daily basis, which included meeting their requirements and spending quality time with them. Walker was also connected to his extended family and maintained excellent ties with them. Within his personal family, he was also close to his extended family. Celebrations and get-togethers with his family were important to him, and he frequently brought his friendly demeanor and upbeat attitude to these events. He worked as a fireman by profession. In spite of the many demands of his job, Walker always made time to be with his family, whether it was for a special occasion or just hanging out. His capacity to balance his responsibilities as a firefighter, husband, and stepfather was an admirable quality, and his dedication to his family was an essential part of who he was. Those who knew and loved Walker were deeply saddened by his premature demise, since his family life was characterized by love, respect, and devotion. On November 3, 2013, Lieutenant William "Will" Walker, a devoted fireman with the Cleveland Fire Department, had a day that started off just like any other day. It was a Sunday, and Walker had the day off from work. He most likely participated in things that were normal to him and spent quality time with his family at their home in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Seeing that evening was drawing near, Walker made the decision to go out and purchase some food for supper. On his way to a local restaurant, he left his house and drove there. Following the completion of the grocery purchase, he went back to his dwelling and parked his vehicle on the calm suburban street just outside of his home. At around 8:30 o'clock in the evening, Walker stepped out of his car and began walking towards his residence. The peaceful evening was abruptly interrupted by the sound of gunfire. Walker was attacked by an unknown assailant who surprised him and fired many rounds, causing him to go down multiple times. Almost immediately, the perpetrator ran away from the scene, leaving Walker lying on the ground with severe injuries. As soon as they heard the sound of gunfire, the neighbors were shocked and immediately dialed 911. Rapidly arriving, emergency personnel discovered Walker laying in his driveway, suffering from several gunshot wounds. Walker was reported to be in critical condition. Unfortunately, Walker did not survive his injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene of the accident, despite the quick attempts that were made to rescue him. There were shockwaves sent through the Cleveland Heights community, as well as across the whole Cleveland Fire Department, as a result of the murder of Lieutenant Walker. As a result of Walker's abrupt and brutal death, his co-workers, friends, and family have suffered a tremendous loss. Walker was well known and admired for his bravery, devotion, and professionalism. Following the shooting, the local authorities immediately began conducting a comprehensive investigation, during which they searched the neighborhood for witnesses and evidence. In the beginning, it was not evident what the motivation was behind the murder, which left both the community and the detectives perplexed and extremely frightened. There was a prompt response from the Cleveland Heights Police Department when Walker was shot outside of his residence on November 3, 2013. During their search of the neighborhood, law enforcement officers and detectives conducted interviews with witnesses and gathered any immediate evidence from the location of the murder. They were interested in gaining an understanding of the facts surrounding the shooting and locating any culprits or reasons for the criminal act. For the purpose of gathering evidence, investigators worked very hard. Collecting bullet casings, checking security footage from surrounding houses and businesses, and analyzing forensic evidence from the scene were all part of this process. Additionally, they investigated Walker's phone records, bank accounts, and personal correspondence in an effort to identify any potential clues that may shed light on the reasons why someone would select him as a target. Numerous interviews were done by the police with members of Walker's family, acquaintances, co-workers, and neighbors at various locations. By conducting these interviews, the investigators hoped to build together a timeline of events that led up to the murder and to find any acts that were unique or suspicious. In the course of these conversations, the investigators gained insight into Walker's private life, including any potential conflicts or problems that he could have been experiencing. The murder trial of Lieutenant William "Will" Walker was detailed and dramatic. The pre-trial process included many hearings on legal motions and evidentiary admissibility. Both prosecution and defense counsel attempted to find an unbiased jury during these hearings. The prosecution presented their case against Uloma Curry Walker, emphasizing the money motivation and staged murder. They said Curry Walker planned the murder to get her husband's life insurance. In contrast, the defense sought to cast doubt on her guilt and provide other reasons. The prosecution presented a strong case with considerable evidence and witnesses. The accused's weapon was identified via crime scene analysis, including bullet casings and ballistic data. Documentation showing Curry Walker's financial troubles, indebtedness, and her understanding of the life insurance policy. Curry Walker and co-conspirators coordinated via text and phone calls. Critically, co-conspirators' statements and neighbors' gunshot reports revealed Curry Walker's role in planning and executing the crime. The defense questioned the witnesses' veracity and said the evidence was circumstantial. They suggested alternate scenarios and pointed out contradictions in the co-conspirators' testimony to cast doubt on their testimony. Curry Walker's daughter and boyfriend's testimony was a highlight of the trial. They described Curry Walker's murder plan, including her instructions and the life insurance payout offer. The prosecution maintained that Curry Walker committed the murder for financial gain and intentional planning in their final arguments. The defense maintained that Curry Walker was not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt due to lack of direct evidence. After closing statements, the jury pondered for hours before ruling. The jury convicted Uloma Curry Walker of aggravated murder and associated offenses due to the powerful evidence and thorough testimony. The judge evaluated the crime's seriousness and trust violation while sentencing. Uloma Curry Walker received a life sentence without parole. The murderer's accomplices also received lengthy jail sentences. The court proceedings shocked the community and Cleveland Fire Department, showing the deadly repercussions of greed and deception. The case showed law enforcement and the court's commitment to justice for the victim and his family. In 2017, Uloma Curry Walker was convicted of aggravated murder and sentenced to life without parole. The other conspirators were also accused and punished. After the tragic death of a famous firefighter and his wife's shocking revelation of his betrayal, the community closely watched the inquiry and prosecution. Everything touched the community greatly. The inquiry showed law enforcement's dedication to solving complex crimes and bringing justice to the disappointed. Comment down below your viewpoint and let us know what your take on this case is. And if you like our true crime-based videos contents, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, because we make these videos just for you guys, and your like, comments, and subscriptions encourages us to keep making videos. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this developing case.